Hello everyone. In last lecture we were studied the medium transmission line, that is nominal T representation of medium line and nominal pi representation of medium line. After that we were studied the long transmission line and we evaluated ABCD constants. Okay. Now we will see the interpretation of the long line equations. We know that gamma is the complex number and which can be expressed as gamma is equals to alpha plus j beta, right? We were studied this in last lecture. The real part alpha is called as a attenuation constant. Alpha is the attenuation constant and the imaginary part beta is called as the phase constant. Phase constant. In this equation, alpha is the attenuation constant and beta is the phase constant. Okay. Now, Vx can be written as Vx is equals to module Vr plus Zc into Ir upon 2 into e raised to alpha x into e raised to j beta x plus phi 1 plus magnitude of Vr minus Zc into Ir upon 2 into e raised to minus alpha x into e raised to minus j into beta x minus phi 2. Okay, where phi 1 is the angle of Vr plus Ir Zc and phi 2 is the angle of Vr minus Ir Zc. Okay, so the instantaneous voltage Vx of t can be written as Vx of t is equals to root magnitude of Vr plus Zc into Ir upon 2 into e raised to alpha x into e raised to j beta x plus omega t plus phi 1 plus root 2 into magnitude of Vr minus Zc into Ir upon 2 into e raised to minus alpha x into e raised to j omega t minus beta x plus phi 2. Okay, so the instantaneous voltage consists of two terms, each of which is a function of two variables, is time and distance. Okay, there are two terms. First is a time. There are two variables, time and distance. Okay, so they are represented two traveling waves. That is Vx is equals to small Vx. Vx is equals to Vx1 plus Vx2. Now, Vx1 is equals to root 2 into magnitude of Vr plus Zc into Ir upon 2 into e raised to alpha x cos omega t plus beta x plus phi 1. Okay, so at any instant of time t, Vx1 is sinusoidally distributed along the distance from the receiving end with amplitude increasing exponentially with distance. Okay, that means alpha is greater than 0 for a line having resistance. Okay, after time delta t, The distribution advances in distance phase by omega delta t upon beta, and thus this wave is traveling towards the receiving end and is the incident wave, that is called as a incident wave. I will show the diagram. I will show the graph for incident wave. It is x equals to 0 here. This is receiving end. This is the direction of traveling wave. This dotted graph is AT of t plus delta delta t. This is lambda by 2. This is the envelope e raised to alpha x. This wave is AT-T. This distance is omega delta t upon beta, and this is sending end. X is equals to L. Okay, this is incident wave. This is incident wave. So what I said, after time delta t, the distribution advances in distance phase and the phase by omega delta t upon beta. So this wave traveling towards the receiving end, and it is called as a incident wave. The line losses causes its amplitude to decrease exponentially in going from the sending end to the receiving end. So now Vx2 is equals to Vx1 चा इक्वेशन लिहिला तर Vx2 चा इक्वेशन काय आहे मग सेकंड टर्म, that is √2 into magnitude of Vr minus Zc into Ir upon 2 into e raised to minus alpha x into cos omega t minus beta x plus phi 2. Okay. So after time delta t, the voltage distribution retards in distance phase by omega delta t upon beta, and this is refracted wave. This is reflected wave traveling from receiving end to the sending end with the amplitude decreasing exponentially in going from the receiving end to the sending end, as like this. काय येणार, या फिगरच्या या ग्राफच्या बरोबर उलटा ग्राफ येईल, लाईक दिस. This is sending end, where x is equals to L, and this is x is equals to 0, receiving end. So this is the direction of traveling wave. This waveform is of AT into T. This waveform is for AT of T plus delta T. This is the direction of X traveling wave. This distance is lambda by 2. Just what it is? हे काय आहे, रिफ्लेक्टेड वेव्ह. रिफ्लेक्टेड वेव्ह म्हणजे काय, दी traveling wave is travel from receiving end to sending end. Okay, that's why it is called as reflected wave. This is envelope e raised to minus alpha x. Okay. This is reflected wave. So at any point along the line, the voltage is the sum of incident and reflected voltage waves, and the same is true for the करंट वेव्स. जसं व्होल्टेज वेव्ह साठी आहे तसंच काय आहे, करंट वेव्ह साठी सुद्धा आहे. सो इफ झेडसी कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक इम्पेडन्स झेडसी इज प्युअर रेजिस्टन्स, द करंट वेव्ह can be simply obtained from the voltage wave by dividing by characteristic impedance ZC. Okay. So if the load impedance ZL is equals to VR upon IR is equals to characteristic impedance ZC, that is line is terminated in its characteristic impedance and the reflected voltage wave is 0. Reflected voltage wave is 0. That means VR minus ZC into IR is 0. Okay. And a line terminated in its characteristic impedance is called the infinite line. Infinite line. The line which terminated in its characteristic impedance is called as the infinite line. The incident wave under this condition cannot distinguish between a termination and an infinite communication of the line. Infinite continuation of the line. So the power system engineers normally call ZC as a surge impedance. We also call ZC as surge impedance. लक्षात घ्या, ZC ला आपण कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक इम्पेडन्स सुद्धा म्हणतो आणि सर्ज इम्पेडन्स सुद्धा म्हणतो. ओके. इट हॅज अ व्हॅल्यू ऑफ अबाउट 400 ohms for an overhead line, and its phase angle is normally varies from 0 degree to minus 15 degree. So for underground cables, characteristic impedance or surge impedance ZC is roughly one-tenth of the value of the overhead lines. And the term surge impedance is however used in connections with surge due to lightning or switching or transmission lines where the line loss can be neglected, such that surge impedance ZC is equals to ZS is equals to J omega L upon minus J omega L bracket raised to 1/2. That is equals to, we can write L upon C bracket raised to 1/2. J omega L is the L inductance and J omega C is the C capacitance. That is a pure resistance. It is a pure resistance. Okay. So the surge impedance loading SIL of transmission line is defined as surge impedance loading SIL is defined as power delivered by a line to purely resistive load equal in value to the surge impedance of the line. What I said, power delivered by the line कडून जी power delivered होते ती to the pure resistive load साठी जी power deliver होते line कडून, that is equal in value to the surge impedance of the line. It is called as a surge impedance loading SIL. So for a line having 400 ohms surge impedance, the surge impedance loading SIL is equals to √3 into magnitude of VR upon √3 into 400 into magnitude of VR into 1000 kilowatt. That is equals to 2.5 into magnitude of VR square in kilowatt. Okay, surge impedance loading is what? 2.5 into magnitude of VR square. VR is the receiving end voltage in kilowatts. Okay, VR is the line to line receiving end voltage in kilovolt. Sometimes it is found convenient to express the line loading in per unit of surge impedance loading, that is the ratio of power transmitted to the surge impedance loading. So at any time the voltage and current vary harmonically along the line with respect to x and the space coordinate. So the complete voltage or current cycle along the line corresponds to the change of 2 pi radians in the angular argument beta x, and the corresponding line length is defined as a wavelength. The corresponding line length is called as a wavelength of the line. So if beta expressed in radians per meter, then lambda is equals to 2 pi upon beta in meters. For a typical power transmission line, G is the shunt conductance per unit length is approximately equals to 0. Okay, and R is very less than omega L. Therefore, gamma is equals to yz bracket raised to 1/2, that is equals to j omega c into R plus j omega L bracket raised to 1/2. Okay, or gamma is equals to j omega into LC raised to 1/2 into 1 minus j R upon omega L bracket raised to 1/2. Or we can write gamma is equals to alpha plus j beta is equivalent to j omega into LC raised to 1/2 into 1 minus j R upon 2 omega L. Okay, therefore alpha is equivalent to R upon 2 into C upon L raised to 1/2 and beta is equivalent to omega into LC raised to 1/2. So the time for phase change of 2 pi is 1 upon f in seconds, where f is equals to omega upon 2 pi is the frequency in cycles per second. So during this time, the wave travels a distance equal to lambda, that is one wavelength. Lambda is the wavelength. Okay. Therefore, velocity of propagation of wave, that is small v, is equals to lambda upon 1 upon f, that is equals to f into lambda meter per second. Okay. And for a lossless transmission line, R is 0, resistance is 0 and shunt conductance is 0. For lossless transmission line, resistance is 0 and shunt conductance is 0. So gamma is equals to yz raised to 1/2, that is equals to j omega into LC raised to 1/2, such that alpha is equals to 0 and beta is equals to omega into LC raised to 1/2. Therefore, wavelength lambda is equals to 2 pi upon beta, that is equals to 2 pi upon beta is what? Omega into LC raised to 1/2, that is equals to 1 upon f into LC raised to 1/2 in meter. Okay. And V, velocity of propagation of wave, V is equals to f into lambda, that is equals to 1 upon LC raised to 1/2 in meter per second. So for a single phase transmission line, L is equals to inductance is equals to mu 0 upon 2 pi ln d upon r dash. Okay. And C, capacitance is equals to 2 pi K0 upon ln d upon r. Therefore, V, velocity of propagation of wave, V is equals to 1 upon what? 1 upon LC raised to 1/2 na? That means mu 0 upon 2 pi ln d upon r dash into 2 pi k0 upon ln d upon r bracket raised to 1/2. Here r and r dash are quite close to each other. When log is taken, it is sufficiently accurate to assume that ln d upon r dash is equivalent to ln d upon r. जेव्हा आपण लॉग घेतो तेव्हा आपण हे दोन्ही इक्वल आहेत असं अज्युम करतो. Therefore, we can write this equation as v is equals to 1 upon mu 0 into k0 bracket raised to 1/2. Because these are equal. Okay, so if these have same value, that means it is this numerical and denominator is 1. Okay, so it is only mu 0 into k0 bracket raised to 1/2. That is equals to velocity of light. Velocity of light. Okay. So the actual velocity of the propagation of wave along the line would be somewhat less than the velocity of light. So the wavelength of 50 Hertz power transmission is approximately given by lambda is equals to 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 50. That is 6,000 kilometer. And practically, the transmission lines are much shorter than these, usually several 100 kilometers only. So, okay, so आपण इथे ट्रॅव्हलिंग वेव्ह बघितली. नेक्स्ट आहे फेरेंटी इफेक्ट, दॅट विल सी इन नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. थँक्यू.